Behind me here is our nation's 27th president. I'm going to start off with a story. I believe the reason I want to tell the story is because history may be about to repeat itself. In order to give you the full comprehension of the story, I must start at the beginning. On September 15th, 1857, William Howard Taft was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. He later graduated from Yale University in 1878. Then he graduated from Cincinnati Law School in 1800. Taft started his career in private practice at Cincinnati after serving as an assistant prosecutor and a judge of the Ohio Superior Court. He was appointed Solicitor General of the United States in 1890. At this point, William has a pretty impressive record. Subsequently, Taft went on to serve as a judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. He held that position from 1892 to 1900. So at this point, we already know that William Howard Taft loves law and judicial practice. Most of Taft's family had gone into law. He had no political aspirations. In fact, he once joked that if he ever made it to Washington, it would be because of his wife was Secretary of the Treasury. He never had any goals of becoming a politician until in 1901 when President William McKinley appointed him civilian governor of the Philippines. He actually did pretty well in that job. Biography.com writes, quote, President William McKinley appointed Taft Governor General of the Philippines. The portly judge then took his wife and 3 children to Southwest Asia, where they lived for 4 years, visiting China, Japan, and the Vatican. Taft improved the Filipino economy and infrastructure and expanded opportunities for governmental participation for Filipinos. End quote. He held that position until 1904 when he was then appointed Secretary of War, which was interesting because his father, Alphonso Taft, a prominent Republican attorney, served as Secretary of War under President Ulysses S. Grant. When Theodore Roosevelt's term was over, he needed someone to run, in particular, someone who could carry his progressive agenda. So he chose William Howard Taft. Taft won that election in 1908 and served 1 term as President of the United States. But one of the mythical things he's remembered for is just hilarious. I started studying presidential history in the 2nd grade, and I spent a lot of time in the library skimming through books on this subject and on this particular interest. And I was captivated by President Taft. One of the stories I came across was that President Taft got stuck in the White House bathtub. His nicknames were Big Lub and Old Bill, but the hilarity of the story is actually a myth. According to the New York Times, Mr. Barnett said, quote, there is no proof this actually happened. So yeah, America's 27th president did not get stuck in the bathtub. But that's one thing he's remembered for, or in particular, the only thing, which is a shame because his political career is just amazing. The story goes, it took 6 of the strongest men in the White House to wrest William Howard Taft's substantial body of the bathtub. But that story is often the only thing people recall about him, which is a shame because his stance in American politics was just remarkable. When President Taft left the White House, he went on to teach constitutional law at Yale University and appeared frequently on the lecture circuit. Following that, he served as the joint chairman of the War Labor Board until June 30th, 1921, when President Warren G. Harding tapped him on the shoulder to be Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court.
Highlights in the life of America's 27th President, William H. Taft. Cincinnati born in 1857, Taft, shown here in 1909 as he rode to his inauguration, first attained national importance when appointed Solicitor General by President Harrison. He was a judge in 1892, held high posts under McKinley in 1900, elected president in 1908, and here in 1921, he became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. You're watching history exactly as it was made, with Taft and Oliver Wendell Holmes leading Supreme Court buildings. Holmes and the new Chief Justice. 1923 saw the death of Warren Harding. Present were Taft and Calvin Coolidge, who was to succeed Harding. Taft officiated at the Coolidge inauguration later that year. In 1929, he swore in still another chief executive, Herbert Hoover. Colorful scenes from the career of America's William Howard Taft.
William Howard Taft had finally received his dream job, and he was absolutely blessed to have it. Taft retired from the court on February 3, 1930, after serving 8 years as Chief Justice. On March 8, 1930, nearly 1 month after he retired, William Howard Taft died from complications of heart disease, high blood pressure, and other health issues. He was 72 years old and had done so much in his career. Joe Biden has often talked about nominating former President Barack Obama to serve on the Supreme Court during a campaign event in Iowa. All of the other candidates have departed from the race, which makes Joe Biden the presumptive Democratic nominee. And if he is elected President of the United States, this will become a remarkable repeat of history. When he appoints Barack Obama to be a Supreme Court justice, former President Obama hasn't yet shown interest in this position, but his legal background would be expedient. He was a lawyer and went to Harvard Law School, where he became president of the Harvard Law Review in 1990. William Howard Taft's wife, Helen Taft, was the only First Lady to have been married to a president and a Supreme Court justice. If Joe Biden goes through with this, Michelle Obama will hold that same title. I mean, what is being reported here is just remarkable. But if Joe Biden becomes president and nominates Barack Obama to the U.S. Supreme Court, then history will have miraculously repeated itself. I'm Jeremiah Patterson, and thank you so very much for watching this video on my channel. Subscribe and listen to all the other videos. My podcast is called The Jeremiah Patterson Show, and I talk about U.S. presidents on my other podcast, which I'll put in the description of this episode. But thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay positive and inspired. Stay indoors, and God bless.